Welcome to 239 Uncensored in Southwest Florida and beyond. And if you listen to my last podcast, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say you look lovely today, Shannon.
You are.
Shannon and I
only with me though.
Okay,
we don't have HR.
It was a great podcast yesterday, and well, not yesterday. It came out yesterday. I think we launched it yesterday, so you got to go back and listen to it. It's Shannon and I talking about chivalry. Is it alive or is it dead?
Well, we talked about gender and sex, and are they the same thing? And what does that mean? And should you look and figure out what people's gender and sex is if they don't tell you?
I was in Nashville this weekend, right on this line, and there were some people I ran into. I wasn't quite sure what they were. It was a little bit interesting.
Need to know, or should that matter with how you treat them?
I know, but when you walk in, it's good to know, like, kind of, you shouldn't have to try to figure out, hey, we know your name's Pat, but are you a Pat or are you a Pat?
There's always a place for you to put it, so it doesn't matter. Just they'll point when it's time.
Oh, Shannon, that wasn't what I was trying to do.
Did it make you blush already?
Yeah, she made me blush, but I got a red shirt on, so I'm good. I'm good today. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a podcast, and we are live. And Shannon, Diana's. We don't have the Diana cam up today, but she's gonna let us know if people chime in on the live, and just kind of fill us in on what the question might be, because we're out.
Well, I feel like we're flying blind because I don't have a monitor. So I'm just going to look to you and Diana. You just shout out orders or instructions, I guess.
We're good at shouting out orders.
So how was your Thanksgiving other than the Nashville details?
Yeah, no, the Thanksgiving was excellent. And my turkey was a little bit dry.
Yeah.
I think I had it in the oven a little bit too long.
Did you have a couple drinks while you were cooking?
The night before.
Oh,
I did.
Okay.
So that might be,
maybe not your strongest game cooking.
Yeah, we probably weren't in my best form, but I think I just left it in a little bit too long. You know how you're like always worried about whether or not it's cooked?
Yeah. I'd rather have it dried out than undercooked. You can always put gravy on it.
Yeah. No, but it was great. So I was up in Nashville with my daughter, had everything up there. Both of my daughters were there. Mm-hmm. Alex was there. Her boyfriend was able to come the next day.
Alex's boyfriend?
Maybe.
I was like, oh, interesting trip.
Valentina, my daughters. But yeah, no, we had a great time. It was good.
Good.
Yeah.
You look like you had a good time. Yeah. It's always nice when you get to spend time with family.
Yeah. Well, how about you?
Unless they're my family, and then it's not so nice.
Well, no, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you had fun.
It was just Joe and me. And I still managed to squeeze in a small emotional breakdown over pretty much nothing. But we got through it quickly and went on with the day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's nice. Getting together, watching the parade is good.
Okay. Can I just say, I only watched a couple minutes of it, and I felt like an old lady because they were singing, and it was like the very beginning, the Broadway part. They're singing, and they just keep taking off parts of their costumes. And like pretty soon they're down to a garter, like a garter. And like lingerie type of stuff. And I just thought, is this Thanksgiving morning or what's happening here? Why do I feel like the old lady that wants them to put on clothes to sing the song?
Shannon, it's very surprising that you really want to have people put on clothes.
I love naked women and garters shocked. And all that, but I don't think that that's the place for it.
Well, what they do is they drive to that one point and then, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the butterball turkey.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they do their little show. And then they move on. So it's,
Well, I didn't like it.
Would they do it like in a Broadway thing? Was that when they were?
Yeah, it was part Broadway. And, again, great in Broadway or Vegas or whatever. But in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it's just right there, like first thing in the morning, bam, here you go. Here are some garters.
Yeah. Well,
it was a lot.
Yeah. A little bit too much for you early.
A little too much for me. So I know I'm getting old and boring.
Well, in Nashville, the time difference is an hour. So it's an hour earlier there. So
they're on Central Time.
Everything was a little bit off, timing wise.
Yeah. Did you feel an hour off?
Yeah, I did. Especially football. Yesterday, I watched a football game at, I had to get there like at 11:30 to watch the game. It was actually 12, but it was really 1.
See, and I was raised on Central Time, and Eastern Time still screws me up.
Does it really?
Saturday Night Live starting at 11:30 p.m. I can't stay up that late.
Was it start at 10:30 by you?
Yes.
Yeah. I just can't imagine.
Normal time after the news.
Well, yeah, the news here
And
starts
you
at
had
11.
the 10 o'clock news.
Yeah, it's just totally different. Please put in the comments of what time you like best. I don't. Do you like
what
this?
time you like
Do
best?
you like this? Eastern,
I like 4:20.
Eastern. Yeah, you like 4:20.
Twice a day.
You like Eastern time.
This is going to be fascinating.
Eastern time,
Are
Central
you a
time.
daylight savings person?
Yeah, Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
You know, if we all just discarded time as a concept, wouldn't that make our lives easier?
It would be.
We would just had to join together on that and just be like, it doesn't exist anymore. Because really, smart scientists know it doesn't exist.
Well,
or it's not linear or whatever it is that they're saying, but it's much more complicated than we think.
But I will tell you though, like up north right now, it gets dark. New York City, Maine, where I'm from, it's like 4 o'clock. It's probably getting dark here. Probably.
Yeah. You had like maybe 2.5 hours of sun. It's gray for the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's why I moved to Florida.
Rough. It's rough. Florida stays light for a good amount, especially in the summer. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, lots of Floridians to watch out for.
Yeah. Well, I had the chance to go out. Did you get any shopping done at all this?
You know, Joe and I are doing presents this year for the first time in many years. And I did buy some stuff online. And then I also reached out to some of my friends that have small businesses because I wanted to just share the love with them, especially on Saturday, Small Business Saturday. So I bought a couple of things, but I'm not buying things for the family or anyone else. I did actually buy you something and Diana something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got something for you too.
Well, now you have to, now that you know that I bought you something.
When I saw your Dirty Santa thing, that's going to be fun.
And yes, I'm having Dirty Santa.
We're going to make it.
Not everybody's invited though, so let's not give out my address. Well, on Facebook, yes, but Yahoos know not to show up at my house if they've never met me. Although one year I did have somebody show up at the beach house and nobody knew him. It took like an hour and a half for us to figure it out.
Well, you put it on Facebook, you pretty much screwed at this point.
It makes it exciting.
Nothing for nothing, but you pretty much screwed.
Just bring your taser and whatever cop shit you have at home.
That's it. I'll do it. I got some stuff left over. So check this out, though. I'm sure you probably knew that in California, they had approximately 80 people storm Nordstrom, where my daughter works in Nashville. It makes me feel real great.
Yeah.
They stormed Nordstrom and basically took everything they wanted.
They went after those purses. They had it planned out.
Oh, yeah. They knew exactly. You got to go after high value.
They had to have planned it on some type of app or whatever. And so it's going to be really easy to hunt down the participants between the cameras and the app. Technology is going to screw them, I think.
Yeah, but the way things are, the scary thing is now when you go into a bank and you look at people, they got masks over their face, they got glasses on. It's like crazy when you go in a bank. I'm like, you're not supposed to be in here with that. But then again, they can't go in unless they have the mask on for a while there.
I know.
So, but these guys they're not going to be caught.
You don't think any of them? And then people squeal as soon as they're caught.
It's almost impossible to catch 80 people going in.
I thought it was interesting to see that Collier County has drones, and so they are really planning ahead.
Well, the good thing about drones is you can actually drop down if something like that happened. You could get tags. That's where you catch them. So hopefully they're going to be
like
able
dart
to get
guns like attached to the drone. So if somebody's trying to get away, shoot them with the dart gun.
But that's
they
coming.
Go down.
That's coming. Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of knowing where they are if you can't shoot them with the dart?
Well, it'd be nice to be able to track them down at some point because you can't really shoot somebody because they took a Louis Vuitton. I mean, it's kind of not fun.
They take my Louis Vuitton, they're getting shot.
It's not fun. Yeah. Well,
not just with the dart.
It's probably got your gun in it, knowing you.
That's true. They're going to get my gun from me.
Gun. Yeah. And they're going to run off your Louis and they're going to probably end it.
I'm going to start strapping it to my ankle just in case. Just now that I'm thinking about it, just to protect my bag.
It sounds very complicated.
I'm going to be all strapped up.
That sounds like it hurts. I need to strap it on my ankle to protect my bag.
Yes. Because you just made a good point. If they steal my bag, if I'm dealing with a purse snatcher, how am I supposed to shoot them? Now they have my gun, and I don't ever leave it in the car.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to, I think, in some places, but I forget. So I just hoping that doesn't happen at the county building sometime.
Easy. Yeah.
You'll have to come get me.
So what do you do when you get 80 people? I asked my daughter if you guys had a, meeting about this to discuss, what you're supposed to do. And she basically said, we don't do anything.
Right.
That's what I told her. I said, They can get all the bags they want.
If it's one person, you in retail are taught to just give them what they want.
Don't go outside. Don't chase anybody.
It's such a liability if for them to have anybody chase anybody down. So you're not supposed to do anything. My son works in cannabis and they only take cash. And so that was a big concern also, the security. And they go through training of what to do when they're robbed.
Yeah. Just
in Denver, it was really when they were going to be robbed for a while because every place got hit when
Denver when it first started.
Yeah, when they first started cannabis legalization. Yeah. Now it's all corporate.
Well, we know that cannibalization. You know the cannabis. The cannabis.
Take a chunk out of your
causes a little bit of
Have you had a little cannabis today?
I'm tired. I am tired.
Well, you're partying your ass off. You're traveling all over the world.
I got in last night. I got a little cold, so I'm a little under the weather. So
are you sure it's not the COVID?
No, I don't have that.
I don't know. I think we should test you.
All right.
Feel like any type of sniffle, we get to shove that thing right up your nose.
Yeah, I need that, doc. I know.
Probably do a prostate exam too, just to be safe.
Just what I need.
You might. Yeah. You might have a polyp in there. How would you know?
I got one of those poop in the boxes. You ever see those? Yeah, the poop in box. Poop in the box.
I think we should have let's order 20 of them and try to hand them off to your mail carrier personally and see what they do.
Poop in a box.
Yeah. Could you just hold that, please?
Yeah, they keep calling me. Have you done your poop in the box yet? I'm like, no, I haven't had a chance. This weekend would have been a good weekend.
Just doing 23andMe and having a spit in the vial. I thought it was going to dehydrate me. I can't imagine trying to hover over a box and make it fit in there.
But you want to make sure it's the right poop in the box. Yeah, it's like plastic and get all this. But I always think about the poor bastard that has to do that. What's your job?
Don't fish it out of the toilet because it can't be in the water. You have to poop direct like a cat. You have to poop in the box and then cover it up with your litter or something.
Take your
Where does the box go for you to be able to poop in it?
No, what do you mean? Oh, there's a little tray. Comes with a little tray kit. So I've only done it once before.
So the tray goes over the toilet.
Yeah.
And then you poop on the tray and then put the tray in the box.
Something like that.
So it's not really like a box on the ground and you hovering over it, like camping, and then you poop.
Right. Well, you could. Box. You could. Depends how good of a shot. You either want it on your leg or you want it in
a bullseye? Get extra points?
I mean, can you what I was wondering if you could do a poop one time and then come back and poop again if you can't poop enough the first time.
They don't have enough of a sample?
Yeah.
So they said you a coupon for Taco Bell in another box.
You gotta have a 1 pound.
Try again.
You gotta have a 1 pound poop in a box.
Go to PF Chang's.
But I don't even know if that's all that great to get one of those. I mean, how they can really tell. The doc said they're about 97%.
Yeah, everything is in your poop.
Yeah,
they can tell all kinds of stuff, especially worms. Do you feel like you have worms?
No, I feel good. Does it look like I got worms?
Well, they're not all tapeworms.
Jesus Christ,
you could have pinworms coming out of your butt.
40 pounds overweight. I don't look like I got tapeworm.
What was that tapeworm in somebody's brain?
Yeah,
Didn't you
brain.
send me that story?
Yeah, someone's brain had a tapeworm.
That was disgusting. And I said, don't ever treat me. Just kill me then if they find that tapeworm in my brain. But a better story that I sent you was the mass dating.
Yes, tell me about that.
I want to do this so bad. This girl was brilliant. So she gets on this dating app. Was it Tinder?
Tinder.
So she gets on Tinder and she talks to all of these different men. And she sets up this date and over a series of a few weeks. And at this date, there's a DJ and everybody gathers around and she takes the stage and she lets them know what's going on. And some of them leave. And
she looks kind of cute.
They're screaming, fuck you and whatever at her.
Yeah.
And she's not bad. But some of them stayed. And she had a list also of what she needed to be filtered out. So it was if you're wearing Toms, if your name is Jimmy, if
you're done.
Out. There were a few silly things that she had these different rules, but she wanted them to compete for her love, with this Hunger Games style competition. And even though I don't date, I would like to see that competition. So I think I would be up for that if we wanted to set up a group function.
Could you do me a favor? I think this would be great. Now, we haven't discussed this, but could you get a Tinder account?
Oh my God, no.
And just do a Tinder account.
Can I at least get OnlyFans so I can make a couple bucks?
We move on to that. We progress to OnlyFans,
it's
right?
Working at Hooters before the strip club.
We can do that. get a Tinder account, right? You're single, you're able to do that. Get a Tinder account.
So we can use it for the show?
The show. Yeah. And then we can bring
content,
and
right?
we can bring people in and I'll do an interview to see if they're
I'll have to have Diana help me set it up. I don't even know.
Yeah, let's do a Tinder account and bring them in.
Do I have to use a real picture and all of that? Like, am I really going to be the bait?
If you're not an attractive person, you might need to use another picture, but I think you're going to be fine.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't mean it, now I'm committed.
No,
I mean, I think he complimented me. Okay.
No, I think it'll be great. I mean,
well, I hope that they don't.
It's not like you're going to be like fishing for somebody.
Should I tell them right up front, hey, I'm part of the show, and I've agreed that all my Tinder dates are part of the
I don't
content?
think it works like that. They swipe, they like them. You see something going, right? And then you say, listen, I would like to have you come on. And we can do it with video or no video. We can even do a thing on their face or whatever. And we can ask them like a few questions, like, why do you want to go out with Shannon?
So they can do it anonymously, but can we?
Of course we can.
Can we at some point pit them against each other in feats of strength?
Yeah,
we can. I want to see some javelin and some shot put, and you
want to see their wallet. The wallet.
I want to see
how thick the wallet is.
Well, an investment portfolio, maybe.
You can have like a camera, what kind of car they're driving up in.
I just want to know that I don't have to support them.
No, you won't have to.
I don't like doing that.
But that's
equal
great.
Partners.
Who wants to see Shannon on Tinder? Please comment below because we are going to. I think it's great.
It's going to be so entertaining.
Yes.
I think this is going to be awful, which will be entertaining. It'll be good for the show. So I'm happy to sacrifice my dignity and my safety and whatever else may get compromised.
This better not go sideways on me.
If I'm sodomized on my second Tinder date,
oh my god,
you'll know who to look for.
Geez. No, that was not my idea. It was a great one. That's a good one. So we got. First off, I want to ask you: have you ever fried your turkey before?
No, it sounds delicious,
too, right?
but yeah, it's too dangerous. And I live in a condo now, and so I don't really have the room to do that. But I have wanted to pay somebody to do it for me, but I got to pay for the smoked turkey first because I really prefer smoked turkey. But fried is supposed to be delicious. You can't dry it out like you did.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I could send Joe over to your house next year. He did an awesome job on our turkey.
My turkeys, I will say,
it.
My turkeys come out good. I just think I cooked it a little bit longer just because, and then some ovens cook a little bit different than others.
Yeah, right.
So they do. I got a great recipe to cook it.
They do. I had a wolf oven. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Now I have a cheap oven. Everything turns out like shit.
Yeah. Well, you got a nice oven. The wolf, is it that what's it called? Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's gas though, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing is you think that it doesn't really make a difference, and then you see how evenly it bakes things, and it makes the difference.
Yeah. Well, did you know that
speaking of baked?
Yeah, baked. Did you know that the government of Malawi,
I think, I don't know.
The government defended their decision to ask former heavyweight champion boxer Mike Tyson to become the country's official cannabis ambassador.
So Mike Tyson has his own brand, and he's been in the cannabis space for a long time. He's tried to be somewhat of a cannabis advocate, but he's a mess. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, there's Mike. There he is.
But you're a mess. And the reason that they were attacked for their decision to have him as an ambassador is his history of being a rapist and beating women
just a little bit.
And so they're saying, well, we feel like he's reformed, he's okay now, he's a good guy, and so we're gonna go ahead and keep him. So how do you feel about that? Do you think that there are some things that you can't come back from, like being convicted of rape or the Michael Vick dogfighting thing? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think for the most part, you'll agree that America's pretty forgiving.
No, I do not agree with that.
I think they are. They let people come back and get right back in the game. I think America's forgiving.
We send them back into prison. We incarcerate for stupid shit. We warehouse people. We dehumanize them. We send them back into society with all kinds of bullshit that they have to do and keep up with. And then they go back to prison, and we don't look at those people when they come out and say, okay, you've done your time, let me give you a job. We do not do that as a society.
I think we are very forgiving of people who screw up and do things.
No, we don't. I just saw a thing posted about an organization that buys Christmas toys for the children of the incarcerated. And people were saying, well, we shouldn't reward them because their parents are criminals. These are kids. They are not responsible for what their parents have done. So I don't think that we are forgiving as a society. I think we love to punish. We want our pound of flesh.
Well, I will agree about the kid thing. Okay, let's not hurt the kid because the parent did something stupid or whatever.
And we don't want that kid to grow up to be an asshole too.
Right.
So let's show them some love and compassion now.
But I will say that most people that we have seen, right? Most people we have seen that have done something political, even political, or celebrities, or somebody who's done something, we've usually let them get back in the race until they like screw up a couple more times. Charlie Sheen's, how many shots has Mike Tyson had at it?
And I feel like
his whole thing now, he's they let him.
It depends on your charisma, right? Like how entertaining are you? And like it's not really about character. It's more the charisma and its usefulness. So if they're useful to a company, if society thinks that they're useful as an NFL player to a team, whatever
agree with that
it
to
is.
A certain extent.
So if you're useful and or charismatic, you can basically do whatever you want. You can murder people, you can rape them, you can do whatever and get an endorsement deal.
Yeah, OJ Simpson I don't think he's got an endorsement, but he's been given money, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think for as a whole, most people are. And again, I'm not talking about necessarily the system. You might have a point there, not a huge one, but you might have some point there. One, but
minuscule points.
Yeah, but I think that for the most part, people allow for mistakes.
I really don't think so. I think you are a better person than most people, and so you think that other people think the way that you do. And I wish that people were like that, but they're not. They want to penalize everything. It's nothing about solving a problem or helping someone. It's always about penalization because that's what makes them feel good. We are a gladiator society, only without the lions.
Well, I think penalizing people, though, what do you do with people that constantly just continue to do the same shit over and victimize other people?
Some people should be kept from society. I absolutely agree with that. You don't let people out just because you want to sing Kumbaya with them. But some people, if we think that we're reforming people in our prison system, that is a load of bullshit. We have a for-profit prison system that makes sure that they are absolutely occupied, just like a hotel. So they don't want any vacancies. They want to make all their money. And we have a legal system that penalizes people for the wrong shit. We do have victimless crimes that are putting people behind bars, screws up whole families. And it's something that we need to get away from. I think more community service, more education, more, let them work and pay off whatever it is they stole instead of sitting in a cell, not doing anything, but costing us money.
Very rarely is there somebody in prison or jail, and I know you're going to argue it because we've had that discussion before, that they haven't been there before and they haven't earned their way to be where they're at. Very few.
Yeah.
Have people done like individual things that are kind of gotten hammered for it? Yeah. But there's a lot of the people that I have dealt with over the years have got caught and caught again and given a chance and
did
caught
a lot of
again.
Stuff they didn't get caught for.
Yeah, that too. But you can't really. I'm not even penalizing for that. All right, if you did something you didn't get caught for it, hey, you got away with it. But these people continue. Most of them that are in jail and prison continue to do the same things.
But it's the chicken and the egg. And so if you feel like you're institutionalized, you feel like you're already cut out of, you're not going to go and get your real estate license with a felony record. Well, you're not going to travel the world with a felony record.
Yeah, but do you want somebody who defrauded people or did bad things to you that, and to sell you a house? I don't think you do.
Like that's not happening already.
Well, I would say for the most part that your realtors are pretty reputable people.
For the most part.
Because there is a screening process.
Yes.
And I will tell you that if you've been convicted of, I know one guy has been convicted of selling cocaine and he's able to sell real estate today.
And why is that?
He went through and appealed his stuff to the board and he was able to and he's been licensed for years.
Yeah. I would love to hear that argument though.
As far as what?
like, did he say it was a long time ago? Did he say it wasn't that much? It wasn't that high quality.
No, it was like
hey, if I can sell the cocaine, it was like I can sell the houses.
It was like a kilo.
Oh, so he was really selling cocaine.
Yeah, it was a kilo with a stripper or something. I remember him telling me the story.
Well, strippers aren't illegal.
Well, no, but that's how he got in trouble with her. No, she was alive.
Strippers are illegal.
Yeah, dead strippers. If in your trunk. But anyways, so did you see this? Last but not least, and I don't get more, but half-eaten zombie shark, right? Seen hunting for food despite huge hole in its side. I don't know.
Do we have a picture of that?
Got a picture of this one, but this is pretty wild. Florida's got some crazy shit.
Because you said cannibal earlier. That's a good segue.
Yes.
Chunks missing from him and continued to swim around for a good 20 minutes looking for food and actively going after prey. So he really thought he was going to make it and then I guess eat that food and it was going to go right through him.
Yeah, could you play that video one more time, Diana? It's pretty
zombie sharks now.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that this is off the coast of Spain. So
just supernatural.
But you know what? It's so funny in Florida. People don't understand. Like when they go swimming, there's like sharks all around them. We go down to Key Wade and there's like sharks. We catch black tips out of there all the time. They'll bite your freaking ankles off.
Well, the bull sharks too. And we do have, big sharks, but there are bull sharks in the canals and everywhere. And we have alligators and a couple crocodiles that go into the bay.
Oh,
and people are always shocked when they see that. I wouldn't go anywhere in there. Just the sand dollars are enough to keep me out.
Yeah, no, there's squishy stuff all over you. Oh, and then when there's the jellyfish. I mean, there's times that the jellyfish come through. Florida's got some crazy creatures, and we've had some.
Do people still pee on each other when a jellyfish stings them? I know that they do for other reasons, but just for the jellyfish
supposedly it's supposed to help, but I
heard that that's actually not true, and you just use meat tenderizer.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you still letting people pee on you?
Not lately. Not lately.
Only at the beach?
Yeah, only at the beach. But no, I haven't. I've heard that, but I haven't known to be
there's a cop.
Factual.
Like, what would you do if somebody whipped it out and was peeing on the beach and they were like, I had to save her, a jellyfish had stung her? I mean, that's first aid, right?
I'd be like,
it's not indecent exposure.
Like, click, click. You're going to prison for life.
It's medical. This penis is medical, sir.
Going to prison for life.
This is a medical penis.
That's what I like to do. Just put people in according to you, put people in jail for life for peeing on a leg.
Just ruining families.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem.
1, 2, 3.
Fabric of society coming unraveled. You don't give a shit.
Shannon. So let's do a little Ask Shannon something.
Oh, I love these questions.
we always get into that.
Ask me questions.
Shannon's always got
way too much personal information to share.
Very fun ones. And talk about this one. Do you believe by reason of insanity is a valid reason for some people who have committed horrible crimes? Why or why not? Do you believe the defense of insanity is a valid reason?
It's a different legal bar in different states. So it's kind of a complicated question. So do I believe?
Yes, and I like a damn lawyer.
I was raised by a lawyer, so that's how I think. So do I think that people should not be held accountable? Absolutely not. They should be locked up in an asylum somewhere if, they were not understanding whatever their behavior was. So I think that intent and the cognitive ability certainly needs to come into play. And it's hard to decipher with mental health, but it's not as easy to use as a defense as some people think.
Yeah. And I think realistically, if you're fucking stabbing somebody and you're doing crazy shit and I think those people are not normal.
And they should be locked up, but I think something like 3 to 5% of insanity defenses actually
Make
hold
it
up
through.
and go. Yeah, I don't know where I got that statistic, but that's what's in my head.
Yeah, we had one guy here. I think it was about probably like it's been a while, 7 years ago. He killed his whole family, basically.
Right down the road from me.
Yeah, right down the street. So
he worked at the ale house.
Yes, he did.
And he thought his family was possessed.
Yeah.
And so he stabbed them all to death, but he thought his family was possessed.
Right.
And I think that that's insanity. Some people might think that's a possibility, which is another argument for another day.
I think he pushed the insanity. I don't think he got it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't get it. So he's living his life, and probably Sparky should get him at some point, but I don't think they do Sparky anymore because, God forbid, that's a little bit too inhumane. But
it's not just inhumane. The state makes mistakes.
Well,
yes, the state makes mistakes.
I would
As we have learned from the Innocence Project and DNA and just years of learning. Yeah. And so
they didn't like the flame coming out of the foot after they pushed the button. After the,
it actually would come off the top, right? Didn't you see
a little bit everywhere?
Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah. Just flamed up.
So what do you think is humane?
I don't think if you kill somebody,
lethal injection?
I think that's too easy, to be quite honest with you.
Cruel and unusual punishment is illegal in our country.
Well, now it is. Yeah.
And so we have solitary confinement, which I think is cruel.
Yeah.
And, we're starting to see some reform, but even when we talk about the death penalty, is that not cruel in itself to take someone's life? So it's interesting that we have these words that seem to change meaning from decade to decade.
Yeah. But I think if it's your daughter or your son and the way that they died and how they died, I don't think that there's really anything that you have to worry about that's cruel and unusual punishment on somebody that's done something like that.
Well, I don't think the system should be built around cruel and unusual, but I think vigilante justice, as we discussed before, you can get just as cruel and unusual as you want. And if you come after my kid, you're not going to make it to Sparky.
I'm going
to get to you first.
Pull your fingernails off and do all those things. I mean, I just feel that people, like, if you're driving down the road and you crash and somebody dies because you ran a stop sign, I don't think you should be punished to where it's a cruel situation. You should be punished because of what you did was inexcusable, right? And I'm saying if you're drinking
manslaughter,
but if you go and sexually rape somebody, abuse them, cut them, do all kinds of crazy things that happen, and I've seen it. That person, I don't think they have a right at that point to be, able to live a life even in prison. I think they should be. I think flames should come out of their head, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I don't think they're going to be rehabilitated, probably.
And I don't think we're worried about that, but yeah.
But sometimes you go to prison for 7 years. So, I mean, rape does not carry, in all cases, a large sentence, no matter how heinous it is. And then, you have overpopulation and all sorts of issues that people do get out for sexual crimes and other things within just a few years. And so while we're punishing them and making them hate themselves and introducing them to other criminals, and probably they're high on drugs, because there are a lot of drugs in prisons. Let's not kid ourselves. They're just getting worse and worse and worse. And then we open the door and go, there you go. Now you're in a worse situation than you were when you made the decision that put you in prison. So what's better for society?
Well, there are programs, though, that are there to help them, but if they don't want to get the help, seek the help in prison, then
most of those have gone to nonprofit organizations, and hopefully you have something in your area. Like in the state of Florida, we don't have a lot of state funded programs, and we rely very heavily on charities to fill that void. So we are fortunate that we have lots of great organizations that are stepping up and helping the offenders and the offenders' families and other people. So, I don't want to sound totally bleeding heart and like, oh, everyone that goes to prison can be rehabilitated. We just need to be nice to them and, teach them all creative writing skills. That's bullshit. I used to visit prisons, and I've seen people that just belong there forever. Please keep them. And, they do horrible things while they're in there. But we as a society, as we keep releasing people, we need to ask ourselves these questions of how should we be treating them? What should we be demanding while they're in prison, if anything, to make it a better transition for our sake, even if we don't give a shit about the people.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's
selfishly, we should have compassion.
It's definitely a situation that needs to be looked at in different ways. And
there are different things we can do.
Yeah, I definitely have my stand up. Well, that's Monday. We're here. It's going good.
That's it.
Anything else to add? We got a lot of good information. A lot of crazy stuff goes on.
There is a lot of crazy stuff going on.
But a lot of good things.
And it's the holidays. Yeah. So we're going to see some good works.
Yep.
I see that there are like Secret Santa people planting toys all over.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea too. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we could do some of that.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. And then
maybe like some swag, like a shirt.
Yeah, we could do that.
And a cup, a 239 cup. We can just like
people
hide
run
stuff all over town.
Tattoos.
Well, you could put some money in them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Put a little cash in there.
It'd be fun. Take a couple pictures. We're there. Get it. We got to get you a date on Tinder. Just wait for that one. That's going to be so much fun.
Oh my God.
I'm really excited about the Tinder date for
We're going to see
Shannon.
so many people that we know on Tinder. That's the scary part.
If anybody is interested in dating Shannon on Tinder, please let us know at the 239. All right.
And if they want to give me money on OnlyFans, I can set up that too.
Yeah, we need to set that up too. Well, let's do that. I don't know what you're going to do on there, though. Maybe I got to be careful what I do here. My HR.
We have cameras all around.
My HR director is going to really kill me. You got Shannon on OnlyFans, Tinder.
You love that music.
I know. And I like to turn it up.
I know.
Yeah.
As soon as I start talking, it goes, all the way up.
All right, 239. That says everything Southwest Florida and beyond. And we are out.
You got to do the fist thing right. You're failing on your fisting.
Today I'm a little behind.
You're a little behind on your fisting.